just to get you in the mood for the Bill Squire Friday Get Down, which is mere minutes away. In the meantime, Dr. Ryan Berglund is here. We do a segment called Is It Red? He's a urologist with the Cleveland Clinic. If you've got questions, guys, about stuff going on down there, this is a great time to avail yourself of his wisdom. Last time, he will join us in 2023. Of course, we'll reconvene next year. You saw, let's go on the Wayback Machine here. You saw that they reopened Nighttown.
Yes.
Which is where Ryan Berglund and I first met. We were introduced to each other. Yeah. Well, our first date. It was like 12 years ago or something. A long time ago. Yeah. We had one of our sales girls go, hey, we're going to do a thing with the Cleveland Clinic. We get this doctor who's great. He was talking about you should meet him. And we had lunch at Nighttown.
That's right.
And it all happened there. If you want to call in your problem, you can. You can stay anonymous if you like. It's 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. You can text me 35192. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, you can leave messages there. Hey, Peter.
Hey, how's it going, Alan?
You tell me.
Oh, you know, same old stuff. I just got a question for the doctor today.
Yeah.
So randomly, it doesn't happen like too often, but it's like every once in a while, I'll just doing whatever, and my testicles just start hurting. Like it feels like I got punched out all of a sudden. And there's times where it'll last like 15 minutes. The other day it lasted for like 12 hours.
Ooh. Well, chronic testicular pain is a real problem. There's some guys that have it continuously. Some guys get it intermittently. Mm-hmm. You know, that's something worth looking into a little further. You haven't noticed any masses or anything out of the ordinary with the testicle, correct?
No, I mean, I feel like once a week, and I haven't felt anything, no mass or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing where if it's not kind of crippling pain, you can take NSAIDs, Advil, Aleve, et cetera, to treat it intermittently. If you feel something abnormal or if it's just a debilitating pain, you might want to get that looked at. Oftentimes what we'll do is we'll give you a run of antibiotics. Sometimes it's an infectious problem. Oftentimes it'll go away with that. If it doesn't, there are procedures that can be done to treat the nerve tissue to the testicle.
All right, so basically, as of right now, until it gets like extremely bad or until I feel something and just take a leave?
I think that's reasonable, and if it's the testicles are very, very sensitive. They're very heavily innervated, so they're very sensitive to any kind of noxious stimulus. So if it's just kind of an intermittent thing that goes away with pain medication, it's not a big deal. If it's more debilitating, you need to come in and have it looked at.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, good luck, Peter. Ask Dr. Berglund how I can get rid of Fordyce bumps. Fordyce. That's how they spell in the text on my scrotum.
Yeah, I
had them for a long time.
That's one. Have us look at it.
But that's what they are. That's what they're called.
If they're just little bumps, I wouldn't do anything. That's actually normal anatomy.
Do you have to pump that prosthesis up that you were talking about? You do. So it's like a Reebok.
There's patients often describe it as a third testicle. The pump is actually in the scrotum.
Okay.
And it feels like a testicle, except that it's just it's a bulb and you pump fluid into it.
So that's like a nudicle that's in there and you squeeze it? Okay.
Yes.
Do they remove both of them or just the one for the pump?
No, it's a third one.
Oh, it's a third one. Oh, next to your natural one. You got, wow. All right. Well, that's the trade-off. Where you can pump it up, you got 3 nuts.
Yes.
With recreational marijuana passing, this person wants to know if there's been any research done on how marijuana affects your sexual health.
It's a good question. It can actually it can affect erectile function.
Yeah.
It can affect libido. It's different in different folks.
Right.
I mean, but it does. It affects the central nervous system, so it can affect arousal and desire and erections.
Well, even people like myself and a lot of people who are pro-pot, you're still fooling yourself if you think that there's no issues with it, right? I mean, it should be regulated like alcohol. I think people have kind of come to that consensus. Right. But you'll also read things. You're like, look, long-term use, not great for your heart. It's not, you're still smoking something,
Correct.
You can have the arguments over whether or not it's better or worse than something else, but fun costs you sometimes.
Right.
And sometimes it makes you too horny.
Hey, Dave, hello.
Get that horny high.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, Dave?
Well, like 10 or 15 years ago, I noticed, like, on my left testicle, like a lump, and I was all worried it was cancer. And I went in and they did an ultrasound and checked it all out and come back and said it's fluid filled. It comes from the epididymis or whatever they call it. And It gets bigger and bigger. But back then it wasn't that big, and it didn't really affect me much. So, like, 15 years later now, it's grown like 7, 8 times the size. Yeah. And I'm kind of afraid. They say they can go in there and surgically remove it, but I'm kind of afraid for them to mess around with me down there. And I was just wanting to get your professional opinion on that.
You have a spermatocele. That's a benign lesion, so that, it's not going to cause you any harm. It's just, is it bothering you? Is it
It's very uncomfortable.
If it's uncomfortable, then that's probably a reason to get it removed. The surgery is...
I mean, it's bigger than my left nut is.
Yeah. If it's bothering you, that's
like,
an indication to remove it. But just remember, it's surgery, and surgery's you're gonna get swollen, you're gonna get black and blue, and
yeah. I'm just worried that, I don't know. I'm just afraid, I guess. So I've been living with it, and I still can. I probably will end up until I die. But I thought I don't know how serious that is. How serious is that as a surgery to get that taken care of?
It's it's an in-out surgery. It's bigger than getting a vasectomy done, but it's not a it's not a.
It's nothing to be too concerned about.
No, not at all.
And then it'll be gone, and I can live a normal life.
There's a small recurrence risk. I mean, you can.
I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How devoted to it are you?
Well, it's just embarrassing, I guess. It kind of deters me from wanting to be around other people.
I mean, if it's having that kind of effect, why not remove it? You know, if it's making affecting your willingness to be around people, if it's embarrassing or it's hard to have intercourse, that's a reason to fix it.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right, good luck, Dave.
Okay, thanks.
All right, 216-578-1007 for Dr. Ryan Berglund, or 800-348-1007. Do most insurances require a referral for a vasectomy? A lot of people ask that question.
I honestly don't know, and I don't think so.
Yeah. You're not in the insurance department.
Yeah, I'm not, but I think we have a lot of people that just cold call us to get that done. I don't think you need a referral.
Tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of my vasectomy in Dr. Berglund's office. I did have 2 attendants. I did have 2 nurses, right?
You might have, yeah.
I had one on either side. And I didn't know if they were real.
Is this a humble brag?
Oh, no. I wasn't sure if they were showing off for me or if he was showing off. He's like, hey, look at this. But I assumed that I would end up with 1 attendant.
I'm going to give you a little secret.
Assistant, yeah.
If there were 2 in there,
yeah,
1 was a trainee.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, nothing bad happened. So she was, I think you're probably right because, you're not knocked out or anything. I'm lying there. I'm on my back staring at the ceiling. I got my knees up. But you were kind of, given directions to the one.
Yeah.
And it sounded like one of them you were given a few more directions than the other one. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there was nothing that felt like it went wrong or,
Let me tell you.
I was surprised at what a quick, obviously you're a pro and you do these a lot. But I was surprised at what a quick procedure that was.
Yeah, a couple of interesting things about that. First of all, the procedure, I think I've told you this before, the procedure was, what we do in our procedure was developed in China.
Yeah.
And they had mass sterilization programs. And so they had to have a quick, safe, easy way to do it. A lot of folks used to do them in the operating room. Now we turned it into a 5 or 10 minute operation in the procedure area.
Yeah.
So,
you just lay in there on the butcher paper and taking care of it.
Did you know what Alan planned on doing when he had to bring in his sample? Because he said he was going to rub one out here and then take it to you.
Oh, take it. Yeah. Yep.
And then he decided to do it there. But
because I think I had consulted you about that too, and you were like, well, you can do that. Yeah. You might need to keep it warm in your armpit or something. I'm like, I don't think I want to do that. And so I went there and did it, and it was fine.
Early in my career, I would actually I would have patients bring in a semen specimen and look at it myself under a microscope. But everything's so automated now. One other thing that's interesting, though, is and I tell this to all the residents, to do these in an awake patient, you have to be really slick.
Yeah.
Because you're being heavily scrutinized, and you don't use words like "oops"
Right.
or "whoopsie." You know.
Yeah. He meant you're being heavily scrutinized in this line of work. How about somebody texted, how about a pinched sciatic nerve and pain in the testicle? One would connect with the other there?
You can, the genitofemoral nerve you can get a nerve palsy or a paresthesia of the genitofemoral nerve that would affect the scrotum. So yes, I mean you can have nerve syndromes that can hurt the testicle. The reality is, if we can't fix it through the simple stuff, we actually have to go in and do a nerve block and actually consider removing the nerve tissue to the testicle if the pain is severe enough.
Right.
Can you imagine walking around all day feeling like you were kicked in the?
I did.
And some people do.
I don't
Some
even
people
thinking
do.
about it.
Hey, Ed.
Hello.
Hi there.
Yes. Hello.
What can I do for you?
I got a question for Dr. Berglund.
Yep.
A few years ago, I got sick, blood clots, double pneumonia in my chest, and I had I developed a heart condition through that, and I started having edema, like water backup. So I'm on a diuretic.
Yes.
And over the last couple years, my unit has become inverted.
Yes.
Like a turtle
Right.
head, turtle. Yeah, it just goes inside. It doesn't hang like it used to.
There are a couple of things that could be going on there. I mean, one is you could have just penoscrotal edema because of the heart condition. You know, that's the lowest point of gravity. You have a lot of fluid there. The penis gets kind of buried in all the other tissues, and you can also get buried penis just from weight gain. So if you gain enough weight and you get a lot of fatty tissue around the penis, it will invert. The penis will kind of retract into the surrounding tissue. So you could have a couple of things going on there. If it's water accumulation, you treat that, diuretics, etc. If it's fat accumulation, weight loss.
It's weight. Okay. So okay. But it is reversible, I guess, is my question.
Yes, I mean, it depends. You know, if it's one of those two things, you can potentially reverse it because it has less to do with the penis than it does the tissue around it.
Okay. So basically, keep on diuretic and lose weight, and it could start popping its head back out.
Yeah, and yeah,
Come out of hibernation.
Yes.
All right, good. Thank you, Ed. Good luck there. Alan, after having sex with my wife, if I don't go and wash everything off, I'll get a red rash under my head and foreskin.
That's interesting.
Maybe try lube.
Well, I'm wondering if he's using lube and he's just he's reacting to the lube.
Oh,
Or is there some?
all right, well, that's that too. Hey, Robert.
Yes.
What's up?
Dr. Berglund is amazing. I just wanted to say that first. I've been in there before, and his enthusiasm, and talking me through things, has been great. They removed cancer, and I've had a few small pains in the general area again.
Okay.
Mostly when I'm working out and stuff like that, but I've just beat some other pretty major health concerns.
Okay.
And might be going back for scans for prostate pretty soon and other concerns. But I don't know if there's any questions I should be asking about those right yet, but I just wanted to say I'm pretty, just a little bit of pains I'm curious about, but the other stuff I'm pretty excited about. He's been a huge help.
What kind of cancer did we originally treat? Was it a prostate cancer?
No, it was kidney
cancer?
Kidney cancer, yeah.
Okay. How old were you when you got it?
40.
So you're young.
2-ish.
I always wonder with the young guys, there's the concern is always about something that's syndromic. You worry about genetic, maybe having a genetic predisposition.
Mm-hmm.
And did you go to genetic counseling?
I haven't gone back to gone to genetic counseling. My dad has had stones. My brother has larger stones, and mine are usually like that 3.5 or whatever that is passable but painful.
Yeah.
Well,
and we went back to kind of find out what was going on and found that.
if you know anything about Dr. Ryan Berglund, it said his enthusiasm for removing cancers is unmatched. So it's all right. Thank you, Robert. Good luck out there. Here's a message off the app.
Yeah, hey, Doc. I got a 45-degree swerve going. 56. Curious, what's the treatment for such an issue?
45-degree swerve going on. That's the Peyronie's.
That's pretty significant. And
Is it?
If it's been stable for a year and it's interfering with intercourse, that's something I would consider treating. And there are injections you can do into the penile plaque to help straighten things out, and there are surgeries that you can do to correct it. But you're getting to the point where if it's really interfering with intercourse, I'd think about doing something.
Another texter suggested that the KY is water-based and that it could be messing with the wife's pH or with his or something.
It's certainly possible. So you have to look at any chemicals that are being used.
It's like when you have to switch to that laundry detergent.
Draft.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Don't use draft with your
Draft
wife
lube.
as a lubricant. Dr. Ryan Berglund, you have done it again, sir. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Dr. Ryan Berglund from the Cleveland Clinic can be reached. 1-800-CCF-CARE?
That's the best way to make an appointment with the clinic, yeah.
All right, let me get here. Somebody's calling just now. Oh, get one last one in. Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Quickly, what's going on, Joe?
Okay. Quick question. Those couple clinics, one on the east side, one on the west, that use like ultrasound supposedly to help ED. Are those bogus?
No, they're not bogus. That's actually that's validated. We do it at the clinic. It wouldn't necessarily be my first line treatment, and they can get a little bit pricey. And I would try other things before that, but that's a very reasonable approach. Just be careful about the cost and make sure you've kind of exhausted some of the other stuff before you do that.
Just to clarify, he's talking about like sound waves to treat ED or something?
You're using shock waves basically to help kind of reinvigorate the nerve and vascular tissue of the penis, and there's some solid evidence that it can help. It just I wouldn't consider it first line for treatment. I'd kind of go through the normal progression of pills, injections, etc. But that's a reasonable thing to do.
Okay, thanks, pal.
Yeah.
All right. There it is.
Is it right? Does it itch? Does it hurt like a bitch? Is it red? Is it red? Is it red?
Bill, are you ready to begin the weekend?
Let's do it.
Everybody, have a drink on me. Everybody have a drink on me. Hey, everybody drink on me. Brother Leslie now.
All right, we get the weekend going around these parts with the Bill Squire Friday Get Down in honor of the late, great Murray Saul here at WMMS. Take it away, William.
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Get yourself right. If you got a band in your wiener, see Dr. Berglund. Get that penile plaque out of there. You don't want your Peyronie's ruining your weekend with your lady. Also, I got Friday Get Down t-shirts coming soon. Merch seller, merch seller, merch seller. It's Friday.
Wow, all right. Save me one of them.
I will.